Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Asfiranti. I'm from Lauman University, English Literature 2018. So in this video, I will explain about late Victorian, and the subtopic is the characteristic of this era, the characteristic of works, and the famous author and their works. The characteristic of this era. By the closing years of 19th century, such mid-Victorian moral confidence had begun to sound oppressively, even comically outmoded. Although Queen Victoria, that embodiment of matronly uprightness, reigned until January 1901, and although the last year of her reign appeared too patriotic observes to mark the apogee of national and imperial glory, Victorians' values, beliefs, and standards of personal and social behavior were already being challenged, sometimes angrily, by a new generation of intellectuals and writers. The contrast between generation and attitudes is yet more pointed in George Bernard Shaw's play, You Never Can Tell, where the liberal education of an emancipated woman of the 1860s, an education based on studying Huxley, Mill, and George Eliot, is wittily dismissed as now having nothing in it which would prevent her marrying an archbishop. It was not simply that certain opinions had gone out of fashion or had been discredited, but that late Victorian readers tended to condition the idea of human progress with a prominent Darwinian question mark. The next one is the characteristic of work. The characteristic of work in this era, the reality is both more complex and wide-ranging. In the novel, the character is an object to describe an expression of the author, to show the reader about the situation at that time, such as society, religion, politics, etc. Some drama views elements of socialism, science, and philosophy in a way which continues to vex socialists, scientists, and philosophers. The dialogue can move easily but disconcertingly from broad comedy to anguish and declaration and back again to comedy. Poetry no longer has to be beautiful. Use of symbolism and mythology. Next is the author and their works. In this era, we have T.S. Eliot was an American-born British poet, essayist, publisher, playwright, literary critic, and editor. With his work known, Wasteland is a poem widely regarded as one of the most important poems of the 20th century and a central work of modernist poetry. The poem is divided into 5 sections. The first one is The Burial of the Dead. The second one is A Game of Chess. And third one is The Fire Sermon. The fourth one is Death of Water. And the last section of this poem is What the Thunder Said. And the second one is we have James Augustine Aloysius Joyce, or James Joyce, was an Irish novelist, short story writer, poet, teacher, and literary critic. He contributed to the modernist avant-garde movement and is regarded as one of the most influential and important writers of the 20th century. Joyce is best known for Ulysses, a landmark work in which the episodes of Homer's Odysseys are paralleled in a variety of literary styles. most famously stream of consciousness. So that's my explanation about late Victorian. I hope you can learn something from my explanation. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.